The most recent mistake made by Professor Farnsworth on Futurama has brought to light a harsh truth about the way the show handles a typical sci-fi genre element. Futurama is utterly dedicated to its campy and frequently rebellious approach to science fiction. Not only does the show deftly subvert genre conventions when it feels like it, but it also uses the series' cosmic scope to tell unexpectedly intimate tales of love, faith, and self-worth. The series' capacity to tell intensely personal stories on the largest possible scale has always been one of its greatest assets. That strength, though, has a counterargument that illustrates Futurama's approach to large-scale epic storytelling. Threats that in other shows might be game changers are dismissed as lighthearted jokes. This is particularly evident in the most recent episode of Futurama Season 12, Attack of the Clothes. The storyline transforms a mistake made by Professor Farnsworth into a possibly cataclysmic event. In the end, though, the show doesn't seem to care about this turn, emphasizing how Futurama tackles science fiction ideas in a different way than other programs. Season 12 of Futurama seemingly doomed the world once more, illustrating the series' repeated use of high stakes for comedic effect at the expense of tension. The majority of Attack of the Clothes centers on Professor Farnsworth's most recent inventions, which include a genetically altered silkworm that can easily create exquisite garments. In order to make this possible, he makes a network of wormholes that are covered in waste baskets and encourage people to discard their used clothing. Farnsworth doesn't seem to care that this has apparently smothered a planet. The episode's conclusion, however, indicates that the portals weren't through space, but rather time. Consequently, it appears as though humanity is dooming their planet by scattering vast quantities of clothing across it. As the first portals open and the Planet Express crew gathers around each other, it appears as though the world is about to end. Even though the show isn't likely to address the fallout directly, the finale seems to imply that Earth is doomed. Furthermore, Futurama has used high stakes in multiple episodes throughout the show, with the world, and the universe, for that matter, in jeopardy on multiple occasions. Futurama has produced numerous storylines in which the fate of Earth is at stake because of the show's strong science fiction setting, which allows for the destruction of entire worlds as a lighthearted joke. This was established from the very beginning of the show, dating back to the first few episodes. The world was put in danger in episodes like A Big Pile of Garbage from Season 1, which set off a chain reaction of events that eventually spread throughout the universe. In episodes like Time Keeps on Slippin' from Season 3, Farnsworth's other inventions are shown to be shattering universal laws and on the verge of destroying the universe. With canon storylines like Season 7's The Late Philip J. Fry and the non-canonical Season 2 episode Anthology of Interest Wine, both centering on the end of the universe, this escalation continued over time. The series has a true epic feel to it because of the size of these threats to the entire universe and the interwoven elements of subplots, like Nibbler's ongoing quest to aid Fry. Though it has a significant impact on how the show can handle tension and stakes, its frank and darkly humorous approach to such dangerous stakes is also a fun, subversive approach to the genre. One harsh reality about Futurama's approach to science fiction is that stakes aren't really important. Despite risking everything in multiple episodes, the plot has always been resolved by the conclusion of the show. Since many of the show's episodes are essentially non-canon, the creators are even more free to experiment. Because of this, the series hardly ever feels tense due to the common dangers involved. Even Attack of the Clothes' possible end of the world is more of a joke than a real danger. Futurama's universal stakes don't really add much tension. On the other hand, Futurama's character focus is what creates the tension. The threats to the relationships and lives of Futurama's main characters captivate audiences far more than those to the show's fictional world. Season 12 has done a great job of illustrating this, as seen in episodes like The Temp and the Squid Game's parody Quids Game. The stakes felt much higher in those episodes because the emotional bonds were in jeopardy. With a strong cast and a character-focused approach over the course of the last 12 seasons, Futurama has been able to create a unique take on tension.